On Earth, the world moved as if nothing extraordinary was happening. Cities bustled with energy. Lights reflected on glass towers, and people went about their daily routines. To an outsider, it looked ordinary, but beneath the surface, humanity had changed. In hidden laboratories, on space stations orbiting Earth, and on remote colonies scattered across the solar system, humans were quietly mastering technology that no one beyond their planet suspected. Captain Mara Voss moved swiftly through the corridors of the orbital station. Her crew followed closely, checking systems, monitoring communications, and running calculations. The station hummed with activity, yet it was calm compared to the flurry of progress happening below in the research labs. Lieutenant Ryan, always meticulous, glanced at Mara. "Captain, the FTL engines are holding at full efficiency. No instability detected in the temporal alignment. The Endeavour is ready for its first test outside the solar system." Mara's eyes sparkled with determination. "Good, our mission isn't just to travel. It's to show that humans can act with intelligence, strategy, and discipline. The galaxy may laugh at us, but we are about to show them we are not ordinary." The crew paused as Mara led them to the observation deck. The stars stretched across the black void, distant suns twinkling like jewels. In the darkness, small probes drifted quietly, carrying sensors and communications equipment. These were the first of many instruments humanity would use to understand the wider galaxy. "Every alien species we've detected so far," Mara said quietly, "thinks we are nothing, primitive, unorganized, but they do not see our unity, our creativity, our adaptability. That is where our strength lies." Her words were calm, but every crew member understood the weight of the statement. Humans had learned the importance of observation, planning, and patience. They did not rush into danger. They did not underestimate challenges. Every advancement, every breakthrough, had been tested carefully, often in secrecy, to ensure that humanity would not fail when it mattered most. Meanwhile, in a remote research facility beneath the Antarctic ice, Dr. Lena Torres adjusted a panel of glowing controls. Her team monitored distant energy signals, calculating trajectories and testing communications algorithms. "The stealth field is operational," she announced. "Even if the aliens are watching, they will not detect our true capabilities. They think we are still primitive. That is their mistake." Lena smiled, remembering the Council's laughter she had seen in intercepted transmissions. The aliens were confident, careless. They did not realize how humans had learned to adapt, to think ahead, and to work together in ways even the most experienced species often overlooked. On the orbital station, Mara's crew initiated the final phase of preparation. The Endeavour, small but powerful, waited silently. Its engines glimmered faintly, powered by energy sources far beyond traditional chemical or nuclear fuel. Shields lined the hull, designed not just to resist attacks but to absorb energy and redirect it. Navigation systems had learned from human tactics and simulations and could anticipate movements with almost uncanny accuracy. "Captain," said Ryan, "all systems show optimal performance. The Endeavour is ready to leave the solar system. We can either test a short-range jump or proceed with the full mission." Mara considered the options. "We move carefully but boldly. We will test our systems in real space. The galaxy may not see us coming, and that is our advantage." The crew nodded. They understood that this mission was more than exploration. It was the first step in demonstrating that humanity could face the universe with intelligence, courage, and moral strength. Far beyond the solar system, alien monitors continued to observe Earth. Velshore and Tilran maintained their dismissive stance, showing each other humorous projections of human activity. "Look at them," Velshore said, still fumbling with their primitive engines. "How amusing." Akron, however, watched quietly. The human signals were subtle but intriguing. Patterns emerged that suggested planning, learning, and adaptation. "They are hiding something," Akron murmured. "Their technology may be small compared to ours, but their minds, they are clever. We should continue observing." Yet the Council continued to laugh, unaware that humans were quietly preparing a first strike of intelligence, not violence, but presence. Humanity had learned to grow under pressure. They had survived global conflicts, environmental disasters, and internal struggles. Each challenge had taught them to cooperate, to innovate, and to plan. Back on Earth's orbital station, Mara gathered her crew. "We are about to take our first steps beyond the solar system," she said. "Remember, our goal is not confrontation. We are explorers, observers, and learners. But we will demonstrate our capability. We will prove that humanity is clever, adaptable, and united. The crew prepared the Endeavour for launch. Systems powered up, engines glimmered, and the ship hummed with quiet strength. In a few hours, it would leave the orbit of Earth, crossing the boundary that no human ship had ever passed. In hidden laboratories across the planet, scientists monitored the launch countdown. Dr. Lena Torres adjusted final calibrations on the stealth field. Sensors confirm minimal detection footprint, she said. Even the most advanced alien probes would struggle to see us. Humanity's presence will be revealed on our terms. As the hours passed, anticipation grew. The Endeavour's crew went over every detail: navigation, communication, defense protocols, and contingency plans. Each member understood their role, and every decision reflected careful thought. Humanity had learned that knowledge, preparation, and teamwork were more powerful than brute force. At last, the moment arrived. The Endeavour detached from the station, engines glowing softly, shields humming with energy. Mara took one last look at Earth, a small blue gem in the vast darkness. "We leave not to conquer," she whispered, "but to show that we are ready. The galaxy may laugh at us now, but soon they will see what humans can do." The ship accelerated, moving past the familiar orbit of the Moon, past Mars and the asteroid belts, and out into the cold void. Sensors recorded star positions, energy patterns, and the faint signals of alien activity in the distance. Every calculation was precise, every movement deliberate. The Endeavour moved not as a lone ship, but as a representation of human ingenuity, courage, and determination. Meanwhile, in the council chambers of the galaxy, Akron's eyes glimmered. The human ship's signals, faint but distinct, appeared on long-range sensors. "They are moving," Akron said softly. "Perhaps we judged too quickly." "Observe carefully," Velshore scoffed. "A tiny vessel leaving its planet. Nothing more," Tylrin added. "Even if it travels, it is too small to matter." "They are insignificant," Akron did not reply. He continued to watch, knowing that humans had learned something the aliens often forgot. Underestimating a species could be dangerous. Adaptability, courage, and creativity could turn even the smallest spark into a blaze. On board the Endeavour, Mara and her crew monitored every sensor, every signal. The vastness of space stretched endlessly, yet they moved with purpose. Every decision was calculated, every maneuver designed to maximize efficiency and safety. Humanity's hidden growth was on display, though the galaxy had yet to notice. Ryan glanced at the readings. "Captain, we are entering a region with higher alien activity. They may detect us if we are not careful." Mara nodded. "Engage stealth field fully. Reduce emissions. Let them underestimate us. That is our advantage." The Endeavour slipped through the shadows undetected, moving silently among the stars. Humanity had learned the art of subtlety, of strategy, and of patience. Every leap forward, every hidden technological advancement, was a step toward demonstrating that humans were clever, adaptable, and united. And far away, the Council continued to mock, oblivious to the quiet confidence of a small blue planet. They did not yet realize that humans had learned not only to survive, but to thrive against expectation. In the cold darkness of space, the Endeavour moved steadily onward. Humanity's first step into the galaxy had begun. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, full of possibility and danger. And humans, once dismissed as primitive and chaotic, were ready to prove their place among the stars. The galaxy had laughed at them, but laughter would not last forever. The Endeavour glided through the darkness of deep space, silent and precise. Captain Mara Voss stood at the command console, eyes scanning the holographic displays that showed distant stars, energy signatures, and faint disturbances that might indicate alien activity. The ship moved with grace, a small vessel carrying humanity's hopes beyond the familiar solar system. Lieutenant Rion adjusted a sensor. "Captain, I'm picking up unusual readings ahead. Something large, but cloaked." Mara leaned closer, her mind racing through possibilities. "How large?" "Larger than any human ship by far," Ryan replied. "But it's moving slowly, almost as if it's waiting." Mara nodded. "Prepare defensive protocols, but remain on stealth. Let them think we are just another small probe. We will observe first." In a distant sector of space, the alien patrol ship glimmered faintly. It was massive, its hull reflecting the light of nearby stars. Akron had ordered a new survey after noticing the faint signals from Earth. The aliens assumed it was a minor exploration craft, yet curiosity had brought them closer. Velshor's voice crackled through the command link. Sensors detect movement. A small human vessel, nothing threatening. Tylren shifted, a metallic shimmer running across its form. We should approach, but cautiously. Humans are insignificant. Akron, however, remained thoughtful. Do not dismiss it. Observe carefully. Humans are clever. Underestimating them could be unwise. Back on the Endeavor, Mara studied the readings. The alien ship's energy field was strong but slow-moving. Its design was elegant yet functional, showing efficiency that humans could learn from. But it underestimated one critical element: human ingenuity. Lieutenant, initiate a stealth approach closer to the vessel, Mara ordered. We will study their patterns. We need to understand how they operate before they detect us. The ship's sensors glowed faintly as they mapped the alien patrol ship. Crew members monitored energy fluctuations, shield frequencies, and movement patterns. Every observation was logged and analyzed. Humanity had learned to adapt quickly. Every piece of information collected could be used to make a strategy, even against an unknown enemy. The alien patrol remained unaware of the human ship's presence. They continued routine scans of the sector, confident that any primitive species in the area would be detected long before it reached them. Velshor's laughter filled the control chamber. Pathetic. A small vessel drifting into our space. No danger at all. Mara's fingers danced over the console. Initiate communication protocol, she said. We will attempt first contact. Quietly, intelligently, we show capability without aggression. A holographic projection activated, sending a signal in the universal language the crew had painstakingly learned from intercepted transmissions. It was designed to demonstrate intelligence, strategy, and understanding, without hostility. Far away on the alien patrol ship, Akron noticed the sudden signal. The crew was surprised. They are attempting communication, Akron said, the silver tendrils of energy flickering. This is unusual. Human technology should not allow this level of precision. Velshor's four eyes blinked in confusion. Impossible. A primitive species sending a structured, intelligent message? Tylren added, perhaps a fluke. Continue observation. But Akron already knew better. It is not a fluke. They are learning. They are clever. This is more than we expected. The human's message was brief but precise. It demonstrated understanding of alien energy signatures, shield frequencies, and even the patrol ship's movement patterns. It was a statement: we are intelligent. We understand. We are here but not to harm, yet we can defend ourselves. The alien patrol officers were silent. Messages like this were unheard of. No species had ever approached with such careful intelligence. Velshor's confidence wavered slightly. How can a primitive species calculate our shield patterns and send a proper signal? Akron's tendrils swirled in thought. They have learned to adapt, to study and respond with intelligence. Humans may be more capable than we imagined. On the Endeavor, Mara smiled slightly. They are reacting. Good. Keep scanning, but do not initiate aggressive action. We want observation and understanding first. Ryan's hands moved quickly across the controls. Captain, their shields are fluctuating. They are recalibrating, probably analyzing our signal. Mara nodded. Exactly. They are cautious. That is what we want. Let them understand our intelligence without feeling threatened. For hours, the two ships circled the invisible line between curiosity and caution. The humans remained invisible, their stealth field perfect, while their sensors studied every motion, every energy pattern of the alien vessel. Humanity's ingenuity and careful observation were in full display. Finally, Akron made a decision. Open a limited communication channel. We need to understand them better. Velshor hissed softly, displeased. We should destroy it. It is still primitive. Akron shook a tendril. No, this is intelligence. Observe. Learn. Underestimating them may be our mistake. Through the channel, a holographic display formed. Mara and her crew appeared in the projection, human but confident. She spoke slowly and clearly in the alien language they had learned. We come in peace. We wish to understand and be understood. We are humans from the planet Earth. We have observed you and we hope to share knowledge peacefully. The alien ship's officers stared at the projection, stunned. Velshor's voice trembled slightly. They speak our language. Fluently, how? Akron's voice was calm. They have studied us. They are clever, far beyond what we anticipated. Do not dismiss them. The Endeavor's crew remained still, showing no signs of fear. This display of calm confidence impressed even the aliens, who had seen countless species fail under observation or conflict. Humans had learned restraint, strategy, and the power of intelligence. For several tense moments, neither side moved. Then the alien patrol's sensors detected faint anomalies, minor energy fluctuations from the Endeavor's stealth field. They realized the human vessel was much closer than they thought. Velshor's voice rose in alarm. They are right under our sensors. How did they get here undetected? Akron swirled thoughtfully. They anticipated our patrol. They used strategy, stealth, and observation. Humans are clever. This is what I warned about. Mara saw the reaction on their sensors. They are cautious now, she said. Good. We will maintain peaceful posture but continue observation. Let them learn our intelligence, not our weapons yet. The aliens attempted a minor scan, but every probe was carefully redirected or absorbed by the Endeavor's shields. Humanity had learned the art of defense without aggression. The humans demonstrated capability while remaining moral and restrained, a combination the aliens had not encountered before. Akron finally spoke aloud, almost to himself. Perhaps we underestimated them. More than we realized. Velshor's pride bristled. They are still small. Insignificant. One ship cannot threaten the galaxy. Tile Wren shimmered in thought. Still, their intelligence is unusual. We must observe closely. Mara knew the human advantage lay not in size but in ingenuity. Every sensor, every strategy, every subtle calculation was designed to demonstrate that humans could survive, adapt, and outthink even a far superior species. Humanity's strength was in courage, intelligence, and moral clarity, a combination few in the galaxy had encountered. Hours passed as the Endeavor and the alien patrol maintained a silent dance. Communication signals flowed, observation continued, and both sides learned. The humans were small and new, but their cleverness created opportunities. They mapped weaknesses without exploitation, showed intelligence without aggression, and moved with a quiet confidence that unsettled even the most advanced alien officers. At last, Akron made a decision. Allow them to leave without confrontation. We will continue to observe, but this is a species worth monitoring, perhaps more than we imagined. Velshor grumbled but obeyed. Tilrin shimmered silently, acknowledging the unusual display. Mara breathed a small sigh of relief. We have made first contact without conflict, she said. We have shown intelligence, strategy, and calm. They may have underestimated us before, but now they have seen a glimpse of humanity's capability. Rian smiled, and we remain undetected for the most part. They cannot interfere with us yet. Mara gazed at the stars. Humanity's journey into the galaxy had begun not with war, but with intelligence, patience, and courage. They had proven one truth. Humans, underestimated by the galaxy, were far more capable than anyone had predicted. And far away, in the alien council, Akron swirled his tendrils thoughtfully. They are clever, he murmured. We must watch them carefully. Underestimating humans could be our mistake. The galaxy had laughed at humanity. That laughter was beginning to fade. The Endeavor moved steadily through the outer reaches of the alien-controlled sector. Stars stretched in endless lines, distant suns casting pale light across the void. Captain Mara Voss stood at the command console, her eyes sharp, her mind alert. The crew was silent but focused, knowing this was no ordinary mission. Humanity's first step into the galaxy had already surprised one alien patrol. Now they approached something larger, a hub of alien command, a place where the galaxy's power and authority converged. Lieutenant Ryan leaned over a sensor display. Captain, readings show multiple energy sources ahead. Shields, engines, communication arrays. This is a major command station. We need to be extremely cautious. Mara nodded. Understood. Maintain stealth, observe patterns, and prepare for possible engagement. But remember, our goal is intelligence first. We are not here to attack unless absolutely necessary. The crew activated all stealth systems. The Endeavor's engines hummed softly, energy fields glimmering in subtle patterns that deflected detection. Mara's fingers moved over the console, adjusting course and speed with precision. Humanity had learned that patience and careful planning often outweighed brute force. From the alien command hub, Akron observed the faint signatures of the human vessel. His tendrils swirled with curiosity. "They are approaching the hub," he murmured. "They remain undetected, yet they move confidently. This is unusual. Continue observation," Velshore bristled. "It is a small vessel. It cannot threaten a command hub. They are still insignificant." Wren shimmered thoughtfully. "Perhaps. But their tactics are unusual. They move with intention, yet they do not provoke. Observe carefully." Mara watched the hub appear on the sensors, a massive structure orbiting a gas giant, bristling with shields and energy weapons. It was a fortress in space, a place of authority for the alien civilization. Yet humans did not hesitate. They moved quietly, studying every shield fluctuation, every patrol pattern, and every energy reading. "Lieutenant, map every shield cycle and energy pulse," Mara ordered. "We need full understanding before any decision is made." "Observation first, demonstration second." Ryan's hands flew over the controls. "Mapping complete, Captain. Their shields fluctuate in a consistent pattern. We can predict gaps, but we will not exploit them offensively. This is purely for intelligence gathering." Mara nodded approvingly. "Good, prepare a message. Not aggressive, not submissive, but clear. We wish to communicate and be understood." The humans sent a careful transmission, encoded in the universal language they had painstakingly studied from intercepted signals. It demonstrated understanding of energy manipulation, shield systems, and patrol patterns. It was a subtle statement. "We are intelligent. We understand. We approach without threat, but we are capable." On the alien hub, the message flickered on communication consoles. Officers paused, astonished. Velshore's voice cracked with disbelief. "Impossible? How do they know so much about our systems?" Akron's tendrils shifted in thought. "They studied us, carefully observed, calculated, adapted. Humans are clever, perhaps far more capable than we expected." Wren added softly, "We should continue observation. Their intelligence is unusual, especially for their size and technology. The humans' stealth and careful approach allowed them to remain undetected, but their communication demonstrated capability and understanding." Mara's crew monitored every reaction from the hub, noting changes in shield strength, patrol patterns, and communication traffic. Every adjustment the aliens made revealed more about their operations. "Captain," Rian said, "their shields have shifted in response to our signal. They are analyzing, but they have not detected us directly. This is exactly what we hoped for." Mara smiled faintly. "Exactly. Observation first, impression second. We demonstrate intelligence without threat. This is how humans have always operated. Adapt, learn, survive, and grow stronger." Hours passed in tense observation. The humans mapped every system, every patrol route, and every energy cycle. The aliens remained unaware of the Endeavor's exact location, though their sensors registered minor anomalies they could not fully interpret. Then Mara made the decision. "Prepare a direct holographic message. Show ourselves in a way that conveys intelligence and capability, but not aggression." The Endeavor projected a human crew hologram near the hub. Mara appeared first, calm and confident. She spoke slowly and clearly in the alien language. "We are humans from Earth," Mara said. "We come in peace. We wish to observe, understand, and communicate. We do not seek conflict. We do not seek dominance, but we are capable of defending ourselves, and we will act if necessary. We ask only for acknowledgement and understanding." On the alien hub, the officers froze. Velshore's 4 eyes blinked rapidly. "They speak perfectly, and their projection is stable, not a fluke." "How?" Akron's tendrils twitched in approval. "This is beyond expectation. They have studied, learned, and acted with intelligence. This is a species worth careful attention." The aliens debated internally, unsure how to respond. Some wanted to ignore the humans. Others urged cautious investigation. The humans had demonstrated calm confidence and capability, qualities the aliens had rarely seen in a species so small and technologically limited. Meanwhile, Mara instructed her crew to maintain full defensive readiness. The shields could absorb and redirect energy attacks, but the mission was not to fight. The goal was to demonstrate intelligence, restraint, and moral strength, something humanity had always valued. "Captain," Ryan said, "their patrols are adjusting. They may detect us soon." Mara nodded. "Let them detect. We are ready. But remember, intelligence, observation, restraint. Our advantage is not size or weaponry alone. It is our mind, our courage, and our teamwork." The aliens finally reacted. A holographic officer appeared, projecting a massive crystalline form. "Humans," the officer said, voice echoing. "Your actions are unexpected. You have studied, observed, and approached our hub without aggression, yet you demonstrate capability beyond what we anticipated. Explain your purpose." Mara's hologram remained steady. "We seek understanding, not war. We wish to communicate and share knowledge. We hope to prove that humans are intelligent, adaptable, and capable of cooperation. Our mission is observation first, diplomacy second. We show strength without violence because intelligence and restraint are our greatest weapons." Akron's voice echoed across the hub. "This is what I observed from the start. Humans are clever. We underestimated them. Their intelligence is remarkable. They act with purpose and strategy even in unfamiliar space." Velshore hissed in disbelief. "They are still a small species. One ship cannot pose a real threat." Akron's tendrils moved thoughtfully. "Perhaps, but their minds are dangerous in the best sense. Cleverness, adaptability, and courage. These are qualities that can surpass size or raw power." The humans continued their observation while maintaining a non-threatening stance. Every minor adjustment they made, every sensor reading, and every communication served to demonstrate capability, intelligence, and morality. The aliens began to realize that humans were not primitive fools, as they had assumed, but a species that could think, learn, and act with precision. Hours passed, and the human vessel remained undetected while projecting intelligence and strength. The alien hub could not fully measure the Endeavor's capability. Humanity had mastered subtlety, careful observation, and strategic communication, the tools that allowed even a small ship to impress a vast and powerful civilization. Finally, Akron spoke again, decisively. "Humans are more capable than I believed. We must acknowledge them, study them further, and adjust our perception. They may yet become a significant presence in the galaxy." Velshore reluctantly agreed. "Perhaps, but one ship, still small. We will continue monitoring." Mara lowered her projection and spoke to her crew. "We have done what we came here to do. Observe, communicate, demonstrate intelligence and capability without aggression. The aliens have seen a glimpse of humanity's strength. That is enough for now," Ryan smiled. "They will not forget this encounter, Captain. Humanity has made its presence known in a way no one expected." Mara gazed at the stars ahead. "Exactly. The galaxy laughed at us before. Now they have a choice, respect or continue underestimating. We have shown the first step, and our journey is only beginning." The Endeavor slipped quietly back into stealth, moving away from the alien hub. Humanity's first contact had been a success. Not through force, but through intelligence, observation, and moral strength. Every member of the crew understood the significance. Humans were beginning to earn their place in the galaxy, not as conquerors, but as clever, adaptable, and resilient explorers. Akron's tendrils twitched as he observed the human vessel disappearing from sensors. "We have much to learn from them," he said. "Underestimating humans could be a mistake we cannot afford." And far away, the galaxy continued to watch. Humans had begun to change how even the most advanced civilizations perceived them. The small blue planet that had once been laughed at was no longer insignificant. The first impression was made, and the galaxy would never forget it. The Endeavor glided back through deep space, its hull gleaming under the pale light of distant suns. Captain Mara Voss stood silently on the command deck, watching the stars drift by. She had completed the first contact with the alien command hub, but she knew it was only the beginning. Humanity's signal had spread. Other alien fleets were now aware that humans existed, and they were curious. Lieutenant Ryan stepped closer. "Captain, we're picking up multiple long-range transmissions. They're all focused on us. Different alien factions are trying to locate the Endeavor." Mara nodded calmly. "Let them look. We've made our presence known. Now we must show them what kind of species we really are." The crew understood what that meant. This wasn't a warship mission anymore. It was a test of humanity's identity in the galaxy. They had proven they could learn, adapt, and survive. Now they needed to show unity, intelligence, and courage on a larger stage. Hours later, the Endeavor entered communication range with a massive alien fleet, the Coalition of Systems, a collection of powerful races that had ruled galactic politics for centuries. Their ships surrounded a central meeting station, glowing with energy. It was where powerful species discussed peace, trade, and control of space. "Captain," Ryan said quietly, "the Coalition has invited us. They want to see the humans in person." Mara smiled faintly. "Good. Then it's time the galaxy saw who we are." The Endeavor approached the Coalition's meeting platform, a colossal ring-shaped structure surrounded by energy fields and shining towers. Ships from dozens of species floated nearby, their crews observing in silence. The humans were small compared to them, their single ship dwarfed by fleets that could destroy planets. But the Endeavor moved with steady confidence, its engines glowing softly, its shields shimmering with calm precision. Inside the hall, alien ambassadors filled the chamber. Their voices buzzed through translation systems. Many of them looked at the human captain with curiosity. Some laughed quietly, remembering how they once dismissed humanity's signals as primitive noise from a distant world. A tall crystalline being, known as Akron, stepped forward. "Captain Mara Voss," he said in a deep, resonant tone, "your kind has surprised us. You approached our hub with wisdom instead of violence. You sent clear messages, yet you held great patience. Now the Coalition wishes to understand your purpose." Mara stood tall, her uniform crisp, her expression steady. "We came here to learn, to communicate, and to explore peacefully," she said clearly. "We are humans from the planet Earth. We may be new to this galaxy, but we are not weak. We believe intelligence and courage matter more than size or power. We do not seek war. We seek understanding." A low hum passed through the chamber. Some aliens nodded with respect, others whispered doubts. A scaled creature with golden eyes leaned forward. "You speak of peace, yet you arrive with weapons and shields. Why should we believe that humanity seeks harmony and not conquest?" Mara met his gaze without fear. "Because our weapons exist to protect, not to control," she said calmly. "We defend ourselves when threatened, but we will never use our power to destroy without reason. Humanity's history is full of mistakes, but we have learned from them. We know what fear and conflict can do. That is why we choose peace first." The chamber fell quiet again. Akron's eyes glowed faintly. "You have shown restraint, intelligence, and courage," he said. "But the Coalition must decide whether humanity is worthy of recognition among galactic civilizations." At that moment, a sudden alarm echoed through the chamber. The walls vibrated and the lights flickered. Outside, distant explosions flashed near the edges of the station. Alien officers rushed to consoles, shouting in panic. "Unidentified ships emerging from hyperspace," a voice cried. "They're attacking the station." Mara turned sharply to her crew. "Report." Ryan's voice came through the comms. "Captain, it's a rogue fleet, unknown origin. They're firing on the Coalition ships. Shields are failing fast." Without hesitation, Mara gave her order. "Bring the Endeavor forward. Power up shields and prepare to defend the station." Ryan hesitated. "Captain, we're outnumbered." "I know," she said firmly. "But if we stand by while they fall, humanity will be nothing but a whisper in the dark. Let's show them what humans do when others are in danger." The Endeavor surged into motion. Its thrusters flared bright blue as it accelerated toward the battle. Enemy ships rained plasma fire across the station, but the Endeavor moved like a blade through chaos. Its shield shimmered under impact, holding firm. "Target enemy engines only," Mara commanded. "No destruction unless absolutely necessary." The humans fired precision shots, electromagnetic bursts that disabled weapons and engines without causing fatal damage. Their strategy was clear: protect, not conquer. On the Coalition bridge, alien commanders stared at their screens in disbelief. The tiny human vessel was maneuvering faster than ships 3 times its size. Its energy efficiency, control, and teamwork were extraordinary. Akron's voice filled the chamber. "Incredible. They fight with precision and purpose. They protect us, even after our doubts." As the battle raged, one of the rogue ships turned its guns toward the Coalition hall itself. Mara's sensors screamed with warning. She didn't hesitate. "Full shield power." "Move to intercept." The Endeavor shot forward, placing itself directly between the hall and the incoming fire. A massive beam of energy struck the human ship. The shields flared bright, straining to hold. Inside the bridge, the crew held their breath as power levels dropped. "Shields at 40%. Ryan shouted. "Hold them steady," Mara ordered. "We're not moving." The second wave hit, even stronger, and the Endeavor's hull shook violently. Sparks flew across the deck. But the shields held. The alien attack stopped, and the rogue fleet began to retreat. The Coalition ships, inspired by the humans' courage, regrouped and returned fire, driving the attackers away. Finally, silence filled the void. The battle was over. Inside the hall, the alien leaders stood speechless. The humans had defended them, risking everything without hesitation. The once small and underestimated species had stood between the galaxy's powers and destruction, and had prevailed. Mara's voice came through the chamber speakers. The threat is neutralized. The Endeavor sustained damage but were stable, requesting permission to assist with repairs. Akron turned toward the communication display, his crystalline face glowing with respect. Permission granted, Captain Voss, and thank you. You have shown the galaxy what humanity truly is. The hall erupted in applause, a sound mixed with alien tones and mechanical vibrations. For the first time, the Coalition's greatest leaders bowed their heads toward a human captain. Later, as the station returned to calm, Mara stood on the Endeavor's bridge, gazing at the stars. The crew worked quietly around her, repairing systems and monitoring communications. Rian smiled. We did it, Captain. They'll never laugh at humanity again. Mara nodded slowly. No, they won't, but it's not about pride. It's about showing that we belong here, that we can stand for what's right, even when no one believes in us. The next day, the Coalition formally invited humanity to join as an observer race. A rare honor, given only to species that demonstrated wisdom and courage. The message spread quickly across the galaxy. The humans of Earth had defended the Coalition station and proven themselves worthy of respect. From distant planets to deep space colonies, the story traveled, of a single human ship that stood against impossible odds and protected powerful civilizations without demanding anything in return. Akron recorded his final report. The humans are no longer an unknown force. They are thinkers, protectors, and explorers. They fight with logic, yet they feel with heart. Their potential is vast. The galaxy must no longer underestimate them. As the Endeavor departed the Coalition's territory, Mara looked out through the viewing glass. The stars stretched endlessly before her, each one a new mystery waiting to be explored. Set course for the next system, she said softly. Let's see what else this galaxy hides. Ryan smiled. Aye, Captain. Humanity's journey continues. The ship moved forward, its engines glowing bright against the darkness. The galaxy watched, silent, curious, and changed forever. From that day onward, no one laughed at humanity's name. Because when the first ship arrived, it brought not arrogance, not conquest, but courage, unity, and the light of a species ready to take its place among the stars. And the stars, once distant and unreachable, finally looked back, no longer with amusement, but with respect. The galaxy was vast, filled with shining stars, swirling planets, and civilizations older than any human could imagine. In this great expanse, alien races thrived. They built massive cities floating in space, fleets of starships that could travel faster than light, and machines capable of calculating the future. Yet, for all their power and knowledge, these civilizations shared one flaw: arrogance. They believed that nothing could threaten them. Nothing, that is, except what humans had warned them about. On a small blue planet on the edge of a quiet star cluster, humans prepared a message that would soon go unheard. The Human Galactic Council had detected patterns in the stars, strange gaps where systems had disappeared, and energy readings unlike anything natural. Scientists and explorers had pieced together the terrifying truth. A cosmic predator, a massive intelligence capable of consuming entire star systems, was moving silently across the galaxy. Humans knew its nature was ancient, dangerous, and almost unstoppable. They had studied the records of long-lost civilizations, remnants of starships that had never returned, and strange signals that hinted at a presence far older than themselves. Dr. Leona Carter, one of humanity's most brilliant astrophysicists, stood before the council podium. Her voice trembled with urgency, though her eyes burned with determination. The evidence is clear, she said. The predator moves with purpose. It is intelligent, adaptive, and it consumes everything in its path. Every civilization that has faced it has vanished. If we do not act, the same fate awaits all of us. The room was silent for a moment, and then the alien delegates began murmuring among themselves. They were representatives from the Oloran Collective, a race of crystalline beings. The Therax Dominion, known for their advanced weapons technology, and the Valen Conclave, who communicated through telepathy. They had heard humans warn of dangers before. Usually these warnings proved exaggerated. An Oloran delegate, tall and shimmering with internal light, leaned forward. "Dr. Carter," it said, its voice like wind through crystal towers. "Your data is interesting, but humans are young. You see threats that are not real. The galaxy has existed for millions of cycles. We have faced dangers. None have succeeded in destroying us. Why should we believe you?" Dr. Carter's hands clenched at her sides. She had expected skepticism, but not outright dismissal. "Because," she said steadily, "we have calculated the Predator's path. We have studied the remains of star systems it has already attacked. It is real, and it is coming." A Valen delegate floated forward, its form shifting like smoke. "If this Predator is as you claim, why do you ask for aid? Surely a race of humans could not hope to defend against such a force." Dr. Carter paused, choosing her words carefully. "We do not ask for aid because we believe in our strength alone. We ask because the galaxy will only survive if we work together. You may not believe us now, but the warning is clear. We cannot wait until it is too late." The aliens exchanged glances, but none moved to act. They had no desire to prepare for a danger they could not see, and perhaps could not imagine. Pride blinded them. They had built their empires on the belief that the galaxy was theirs to control. To admit that a human voice might carry truth was unthinkable. Finally, the Oloran delegate spoke again. "Your warning will be noted," it said, its tone polite but dismissive. "But the Council will take no action based solely on human speculation. We thank you for your concern." Dr. Carter's heart sank. She had expected resistance, but not complete dismissal. As she left the chamber, she could feel the weight of the coming storm. The galaxy would not heed the warning. Humanity would have to act alone. Back on Earth, the humans worked tirelessly. In the research stations orbiting distant moons, scientists monitored energy patterns, star shifts, and gravitational anomalies. Engineers built ships designed not for war but for survival and observation. Strategists devised plans that relied on human adaptability and intuition. Unlike the aliens, who relied on sheer firepower and rigid protocols, humans were flexible, inventive, and willing to risk everything to save not just themselves, but the entire galaxy. Captain Elias Ward paced the bridge of the research ship Aegis. The ship was small compared to alien cruisers, but it was equipped with advanced sensors and a shield system based on human ingenuity. His crew of scientists, engineers, and explorers were among the best Earth had to offer. "Are we sure about this, Captain?" asked Lieutenant Mira Solis, the ship's lead navigator. Her voice was calm, but her eyes betrayed her concern. "The readings are strong, but this is still uncharted territory. No one knows what we are truly facing." Ward stopped pacing and looked at her. "We are sure enough. If we wait for certainty, the galaxy will be gone before we act. Humans may be small, but we have something no one else does. The ability to adapt, to remember, and to act when it matters most." Solis nodded slowly, understanding the weight of her captain's words. Humans had survived countless challenges on Earth, from natural disasters to wars between nations. They had learned to think quickly, to innovate, and to trust each other in the darkest moments. That spirit, that memory of survival, was now their greatest weapon. Weeks passed and the first signs of the Predator appeared. A remote star system in the outer rim went dark. Entire planets vanished, leaving only empty orbits and traces of energy that defied explanation. The humans observed quietly, recording everything. The aliens noticed too, but pride and disbelief prevented action. They continued with their political debates, their economic expansions, and their technological competitions, blind to the danger creeping ever closer. The humans, however, did not falter. Ward and his crew devised early warning systems, placing satellites at key points across the galaxy to detect disturbances. Scientists developed predictive algorithms not just based on physics but on patterns of behavior, because they knew that the Predator was intelligent. It would not move randomly. It would hunt, learn, and adapt. One night, as the crew of the Aegis watched the stars from the observation deck, Solis spoke softly. "Do you think they will ever believe us?" Ward shook his head, staring at the endless dark speckled with light. "Not until it is too late. But belief is not enough. Preparation is. We remember. That is what humans do. We see the danger, we plan, and we survive. The galaxy may ignore the warning, but humanity will not. Far away, in a council chamber glittering with alien light, the dismissed warning began to take shape in subtle ways. A small fleet vanished near the outer rim. Strange signals appeared in the communications networks of alien empires, indecipherable but ominous. And yet the council did nothing. They debated, they argued, they postponed. Pride and complacency ruled over reason and caution. Back on the Aegis, Ward's crew continued their silent work. They simulated attacks, constructed shields, and trained relentlessly. Every human aboard understood that the coming challenge would be unlike any they had faced before. But they also understood that humans had a gift others lacked: the ability to remember, to learn, and to act together under pressure. They were small, fragile, and underestimated, but they were prepared to fight in ways no alien could anticipate. One evening, Dr. Carter sent a message to Ward, her words filled with quiet determination. The galaxy has ignored the warning. We will not. Prepare your crew. Observe, record, and survive. The Predator is patient. We must be wiser. Ward read the message aloud to his crew, and for a moment the hum of the engines, the blinking lights, and the quiet of space seemed to hold a promise. Humanity would not be silent. Humanity would not be powerless. And humanity would remember, long after the Council had dismissed their cries. As the stars stretched endlessly ahead, the humans of Earth and their allies in the outer colonies prepared for the coming storm. The galaxy remained ignorant, the aliens proud, and the Predator patient. But in the small human ships scattered across the void, hope, courage, and memory burned bright. For humans had faced dangers before. They had survived against odds that seemed impossible. And now, in the quiet darkness of space, they remembered. They remembered the warning, the lessons of the past and the promise of the future. And they would act because humanity never forgot, even when the galaxy did. The first part of the story ends with the Aegis setting out toward the uncharted regions of space, carrying the hopes of humanity and the quiet knowledge that even in a galaxy of giants, a small species with courage, intelligence, and memory could make a difference. The warning had been ignored, but humanity remembered.